Hi, it's Leslie, and we're talking about 1,000-pound sisters. Tammy is waking up from her surgery, from her skin removal surgery, the big one that did this and this and this, and there were 4 things. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. I don't know, all the things. It was a little scary when you first saw her. I have to agree.
Hey, Tammy.
To be honest, at first look, it's kind of rough looking because you see the blood, dried blood, different things, and she looks wore out.
Yeah, it was a little scary, but I guess, yeah, they gotta have those tubes to drain all the things, but they had her all bandaged up and holding everything where it needs to stay. Yeah, to heal. But Chris is just so cute. You can see he just loves her. Like he's just like, and you know, not from that you hear bitch, it must be like 10, 15 times in every show. I've never heard bitch said so many times. Endearing and not so endearing. But anyway, Chris was no different.
But the only thing I was worried about is that bitch was up, awake, and breathing. That's all I care. Everything else we can work on after that. The bitch is alive, and she made it through. I'm ecstatic.
Aw, that's so sweet. Oddly, the first words out of Tammy's mouth was, "Where's Amanda?" You know, it's funny. Like, I guess Amanda's kind of like a second mom because she's so much older because, I mean, and they were fighting. Remember, they weren't even speaking, Amanda and Tammy. But it's like they had that moment in the hotel, and it's like, I think Tammy really wanted to see her there and was like, oh, you know, like she took comfort knowing that she cared and, you know, but of course Amanda had left, but Tammy didn't remember that anyway. Of course, Amy ragged that, you know, Amanda couldn't wait the 5 minutes to see Tammy. You know, she doesn't truly support her sister, kind of the implication there, but whatever. Bottom line, though, Amy could not stand hanging out with them. She just felt they were all picking on her. She wanted no more of it. Tammy was fine. She was bolting the next day. Yeah.
I was going to stay for a couple days, but I am not sitting there and being hurt. You know, I made sure Tammy was all right, and I can go back to Kentucky knowing I was the one here when she woke up.
What's disheartening is Amy sat there and looked at Tammy 2 minutes out of surgery and says, I'm going back home. Over some nitpicking, petty bull.
I'm glad to be back home because I'm about to go off on one of them disrespectful mother...
Yeah, so Brian picked Amy up. I don't know how that worked. I don't know if he just picked her up from the airport, was driving, but whatever like that. And she explained the whole fart situation. I mean, they are definitely, it's so funny. You think, you know, like in relationships like that, it usually takes like a little bit of time before you're, you know, comfortable enough to fart in front of the person and talk about farting or anything. And they were only together a couple months yet. There they are talking about farts. And I'm just like, alrighty then. Yeah. But Amy felt she was judged unfairly because as she says, and as we all know, all people's farts, they stink. Yeah. And she didn't feel hers were any different.
Why did you want to leave early?
I just got tired of Amanda and them's mouth. It was rag on Amy. I was waiting on Tammy. I don't know if it was nerves because she was under the knife or whatever, but I had farted. And I ain't gonna lie, it was the grossest thing I've ever smelled.
That's saying something.
It was bad, baby. Amanda acted like she never farted. Like, she acts like her fart smelled like chocolate and menage a trois.
A menage a trois. I don't really think she meant that word, but whatever. I'm thinking that wouldn't smell good, but whatever. We don't need to discuss that. Bottom line is Amy is just distraught. I don't know, this whole thing. I guess the wedding is just her saving grace and everything, and she's just so focused on that. And because her siblings are saying they won't go to her wedding, that's killing her. For whatever reason, she feels that is the biggest sign that they don't love her. Yeah, and she can't get over it. She can't get over it. But it is true what they said. Tammy has become a lot more vocal and stands up for herself and she's found her voice. And I tell you, the next day after she woke up, she was texting with Amy saying like, why the frig weren't you here? Probably, why weren't you here, bitch? You know? And Amy was trying to explain, but Tammy was just like hurt, you know? And I was thinking, wow, you feel good enough to get out and text someone and start a texting issue, fight, whatever. But yeah, Tammy was not happy about it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I got bit by a camel, been to jail, been through court systems. And then you want to sit there and talk about how bad my farts stink and everything. I'm like the black sheep of the family. I'm not even the black sheep. I'm the black flea of the family. There ain't nothing to be about everything. Breathing funny, sleeping, eating. Like, I can't do anything right. Like, I don't even feel like I have siblings anymore.
Oof. And as Tammy says, yep, that's the pity party. She is still at that party. Yeah. Anyway, we're still waiting on the big reveal when all the stuff comes off. Can't wait to see Tammy's glow up. But anyway, I follow this nonsense every week, so if you want to follow along, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you next week. Bye.